Hello YouTube people, hello new eBay users, and hello to you people who are looking for a better way to save money buying on eBay. You can search on eBay and try to buy a product. Doesn't mean you're going to be saving a considerable amount of money unless you know how to do it, and that is what this video is about. Prior 3 videos that I made, I ran through a short introductory video about how to refine your search down, and then I ran through a video where I was showing you how to set up your account over here in the customized view and using this sort by drop down list to pull up your price plus shipping lowest first search options. You got to understand, eBay doesn't make money by selling 1-cent product. They make money by selling higher dollar values because they tax their sellers more money by how much money they sell their product for. So what you have to know is, if you do not know how to set up your account, you're going to want to go back and watch those videos prior. The video prior to this, I gave an introduction to how computers recognize keywords and how eBay uses those keywords to pull up your search results. In this video, I'm going to show you how to put these things together, and what we're looking at is I got the lowest price plus shipping first criteria set here as my search options. And notice that what I'm looking at are products that are selling for a penny, free shipping. Also here it's telling you that this is coming up under a bid. Well, that's all good, but that's not the iPod we're looking for. So we're looking for iPods, and if you want to know how to find an iPod, I'm going to show you some really good deals here in just a moment. What we got to trim out of our way is all this stuff here that shows up because they have iPod in the title. See, there's an iPod, there's an iPod, and there's an iPod, and everything that shows up in these 250,000 results is going to say iPod in it. But what we want to do is cut down to the heart of it at 10%. That is the iPods that are going for real cheap and that don't have any problems associated with them. So what we have to do is continue to refine our search up here in iPod, because we need to get rid of this thing here. It says strap, and that's what this guy's selling, is straps. We don't care about straps, so what we want to do here is we want to put in minus strap. Now look, straps are gone. Oh gee, but now we got more crap in our way before we get to the heart of our search. We got to deal with this pouch. We got to deal with this cord. We got to deal with this other cord, and so on. And what you're going to do is you're going to have to relax and sit back and realize it's going to take a little bit of effort to make this work. And what's happening is that iPods don't sell for a penny. So we're going to have to refine our search by using filters, and there's several filters that we can get to. We can get to our filters here in the advanced tab, or we can make filters up here in our search terms. And we're going to start here with filters in our search terms, and what I like to do is I like to just go along and start selecting all these things that show up and start adding them, or more specifically subtracting them from the search. So I see I need to remove a pouch with the knee in it, a pouchy, and then I got this guy down here who's got a cord. So next we're going to put in minus cord, and all you do is just a space in between your terms, but make sure that that negative sign is tight against your word. It has to be tight against your word. If you don't understand, go back and watch the prior video why that has to be tight against your word. So once you get your string of search terms down, you can take that and place that into a file like I do here. So instead of going through the whole process, I'm going to pull up my pre-made example of things that should have been taken out of the search, and we're going to add that up here. Realize eBay only gives you so much room to put in all these search terms before they say, hey, you can't be adding no more search terms. The reason why I do this is because if you really want to find a good deal on eBay, you shouldn't go out and do this all in one day, because the market changes. You should see how it varies. We don't need an iPod today. We don't even need it next week. It'd be nice to have, but you're going to get your really good deals if you can watch for a short amount of time what's going on in the iPod market on eBay. Using a folder file like this one here, you can keep your search terms out without having to go through this process all over again. And that's what I'm doing now. And so let's search now and watch what happens. We're removing a bunch of stuff that's in our way, but maybe not all of it. See, I still got this screen in my way, and I got vehicle charger, And okay, so we're realizing that we can't get an iPod for less than a certain amount of dollars. It makes sense that if the iPod is less than $10, it's probably broken anyways. And what we want to do is add more filters to our search, and we're going to add those filters by the dollar amount. What we want to do is come here into our advanced option right next to the search box. It's always here. And here you can change all your search criteria in one location. You can add your words here that are excluded without having to worry about the negative sign. You can come down here and put in the dollar amount that you would like to exclude items from. So again, thinking that an iPod ain't going to sell for less than $10 unless it's broken, let's put in $10 here and see what happens. And I personally wouldn't care to pay any more than $40 for an iPod. Okay, you can go out your way, you can get the touch and everything. I just want something to play music on, a simple iPod Nano. So $10 to $40, that's my search. And now you can see that our search results have brought up a much more interesting page to look at. Here is an item that nobody's even touched it yet. $10 opening bid. Or you can just buy it $13 straight out. It only has 11 hours left on it. I'd personally put the bid on it and see what happens if I wanted it. It's a set of speakers that are for your iPod. That's kind of cool if you were interested in that. That's a real good deal to start out with, I would think. And you can look down the list and you'll start to see that we're starting to range into those things we'd be interested in. And here's a deal. It's an Apple iPod 3rd generation silver. One bid at $10 with 2 days left on it. Now what you'd want to do is open that up and see if there's any problems with it. If not, you potentially have found yourself a good deal, only you're going to be bidding against somebody who is interested in it, as you can tell. Again, another iPod Touch 2nd generation. You got 5 bids on it. Looks like there's a small bidding frenzy that's going to end up on this thing. Again, you got a place to search. This is where you can start looking for good deals. Okay, and here is an iPod Shuffle 2nd generation silver. It says it's in mint condition. 6 bids at $10 only. However, it's only a shuffle. This is how you would search and find the item you're looking for cheaply, no matter what item it is. Okay, now let me get back up here and introduce you to another concept with your keyword search terms. Notice here I have this star used quite frequently in many of these terms. That's because sometimes the word will show up in some listings as case, in other listings as cases. In this example here, that star's where sometimes people write adapter or adaptor. And so I killed 2 search stones, putting the star in that example right there, and that's what that star is. It's a wild card. Here, battery, it could have been a Y or an IES. Cover with an S, and in this example here, accessory, that star actually, if it's spelled accessories, replaces the IES and not just one letter. So you could use it that way also. For example, I have in my search terms, this one here, head, that star replaces phones, PHONES. And then we still have a filter left up here in these tabs. All items is what we've currently been looking at, which is buy it nows and auctions together. Take this tab and just throw it out the window with what I'm trying to teach you, because it has nothing to do with buying a product. What I want you to take note of is I've been doing a little bit of work. It's taken me about a half an hour to get to this point where I've gone from 250,000 results down to 1,600. I decided, since my search was just for a music player, that I was going to put Nano in my term, and I maxed out this row of search terms as far as it can go. That is all eBay is going to allow me to put in there in characters. So it left me with a bunch of stuff here to look at, and this is what we get to look at for our results. And what you're going to see is a bunch of stuff here. It's an iPod Nano. I've gone and looked into it. It doesn't work. They're selling it as is. It's on a bid process right now. See it? There's one bid and one person has interest in it. So another aspect you're going to have to learn is when to buy something now and when to bid on it. And you're also going to have to learn how to bid if you go into the auction route, because there's things that can be carried away and make you pay too much money when you get involved with the bid process, and that's a whole nother topic. Currently what we're going to do is we're going to go the easy route, and we're going to do a buy it now. Buy it now keeps it from having to wait for it. It's a whole lot less complicated, but you can actually make and save more money in the auction process. So then what you do next is you look through products that you are looking for. Like we're looking for the iPod, and I'm just seeing more accessories and stuff I could not keyword term out in my search. And so I'm coming down through here like so, and I'm just seeing covers and adapters and chargers and transmitters and armbands. And I know that I may be looking a little fast, but trust me, I have practice at doing this and I can see this, whereas you may not. You'll learn to do this in your own time. What I'm just trying to do is get you to see things here like, okay, we have our first occurrence of an actual iPod Nano here at $10. I've been in, oh, you can see it says right here, as is. And I've been in these already, trying to cut out time that you have to look in this video. Same process with this one here. I open it up and the guy says, well, it's as is. It's not quite working exactly. So I was wondering, well, how far do I go this way before I start to find the Nanos that are working? And basically that's what you got to do. You either got to work it from the bottom up or you work it from the top down. If you go from the top down, what you're going to do is you're going to say to yourself, can I get it cheaper? Can I get it cheaper? Until all you start to do is run into iPods that are not working. And what you're going to find is there's a point over here that was like a halfway meeting point almost, around the $25 range, where these things were starting to work. So right in here is where we're going to start to see more examples of actual iPods, but again they're being called broken. Alright? And we're getting into the product that we're looking for this whole time. And now I'm starting to see more products here, broken, and here we go, bunch of them. They hit at the $20 range. That's where they're at, and these are all as is. You can open them up and most of them aren't going to be working, and some others are just not going to give you a guarantee. And then you can come down here and, well, this guy doesn't say as is. Looks like it has some scratches on the screen, but for 25 bucks, that's great. And about that $25, that's $20 for the product and $5 shipping. And that's how the lowest price plus shipping works. Is it adds the two values together for you and then lines them up in that order. So we're looking at a product here for $25 in hand, and when you look at it, sell refurbished. Ah, perfect. So you can look down here and see, does it give you any kind of a warranty on it or anything, and you can determine a little more information. But now we know that the iPod Nano, and this is the 4th generation, which is pretty nice, $25. You can have one for $25. That's a good deal, and that's how you find that product. I hope you learned something. Okay, if you don't got that, go ahead, write me a letter. I will help clarify. I'll write you back personally. I'll take care of any information, any questions that you have. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to show you how to determine what the highest and lowest and average price of a particular item is that you're looking for. And that's through the completed listings. And there's a little bit you have to know about that. So next video we get into some good stuff and the heart of figuring out what the value of an item is. You can use this as a seller or a buyer. Be sure to watch. Thanks for watching this one. Have a good one.